Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about something that I've put on the back burner for so long. So long. And I think today is a day. Today is a day we are talking about custom kernel for gaming and how you could improve your gaming experience on Linux. Let's get into it. As always, let's start with a little bit of context. As you might know, the kernel is the heart of the Linux operating system. Everything has to go through it. Whether it's the software talking to the hardware or the opposite way, the kernel is the center of everything. So obviously you can just install the normal kernel and enjoy your game as usual. The key is though, there is a way to improve the performance of your operating system and indirectly improve your experience while gaming. And this is something I've been looking after since day one when I switched to Linux. Because I have to say, when I just installed my Arch distribution at the beginning, I was quite happy, but I could tell I was not there in terms of performance. I felt like the latency and the input lag in general was not as good as on Windows. And something that really helped me to reduce it was improving the kernel. And when I say improving, it was just rebuilding, changing the kernel to have a better experience in gaming. So I might be a little bit redundant here, but this is really important. So I'm going to tell you that I tried a lot of kernel. I tried the Xamod kernel, which was really popular at the time. I tried the liquorix kernel. I tried a lot of other one. I don't even remember their name. But one, which was, and it's still my go-to right now, is the linux-TkG kernel. So who is TkG? TkG is the creator of the frogging family. Him and all his friends and family are actually working to improve the gaming experience of everyone. Most of his work is available on GitHub through the organization called Frogging Family. I'm not covering all his projects right now, but I might cover a lot of them in the future because they deserve a lot of attention and they're going to improve your Linux experience, especially gaming experience by a big notch. But the one we're going to be focusing today on is linux-TkG. And this project provides a script which automatically download, patch, and compile the Linux kernel from the official Linux Git repository with a selection of patches aiming for better desktop and gaming experience. So you're gonna be Air Max, those are all good words, but can I have an example? And here we're gonna have a little of an issue because it's really hard, almost impossible for me to show you the difference from a pure analytic standpoint. Because what you need to understand is that this kernel might or might not improve the amount of FPS you're gonna get within a game. But what is going to improve is the overall input lag and latency overall, which gonna make the game run smoother. And this, I don't have any tool to show it to you. What I can do though is show you some of my past stream, and have a lot of them, while I've been using the kernel. And you will see all the stream are super smooth. The FPS are super stable. And I think if you use any type of kernel before, I really encourage you to give this script a try. Because the best way for you to enjoy it and really understand how good it is just try it. The good news, it's free. So worst case scenario, you're gonna lose a little bit of time, but that's all. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna explain you exactly why this script is better than anything I ever tried before. If you look at the other kernel, most of them, they are pre-compiled and they are already tweaked for you, but you don't really have the level of customization that this script gives you. From this script, you could literally rebuild any of the other custom kernel because it has so much option and it's so easy to go through. Some important point though. Basically, this script is really developed for Arch, and it works on all the other distribution, no worries, but it's more like experimental on the other distribution. For the last 4 months, I have been like distro hopping like crazy. It has always worked for all the distribution I tried. There is different version of the script depending on your distro, so you won't have any issues there. Obviously, being an Arch user, I will tell you, like, if you wanna, make your life easier, you would go with Arch. But TkG made a great job making sure this script will work with all over distro. However, the non-Pacman distro, aka non-Arch based distro, they can be considered experimental. So you might have some issue here and there, but most of the time it should be okay. The other one is also like you need to have a lot of free space because you're gonna have a lot of like download to do and a lot of like compilation to do. You need space, and if you want the compilation to go faster, I'm gonna show you a trick at the end of this video, but you're gonna have to have a beefy CPU. I'm just saying. There is other points related to the requirement. I'm gonna let you read them on the GitHub. What again makes this one different is all the tweaks that come out of the box and your ability to customize your custom kernel. So there is a lot of CPU scheduler. I don't want to get too technical here. The scheduler is really the algorithm within the kernel. And if I'm saying something wrong, please correct me in the comment below, but I don't think I am. Hey, Airmax from the future here. You could tell like I was a little bit gasping on the definition of scheduler. I'm Professor Airmax, wiki Professor Airmax. What is scheduling? In computing, scheduling is the action of assigning resources to perform tasks. The resources may be processor, network links, or expansion card. The task may be thread, processes, or data flow. What is the goal of a scheduler? A scheduler may aim at one or more goals, for example, maximizing throughput, the total amount of work completed per time unit, minimizing wait time, time from work becoming ready until the first point it begins execution, minimizing latency or response time. That's what we are really focusing about in this tutorial. Time from work becoming ready until it is finished in case of batch activity or until the system responds and ends the first output to the user in case of interactive activity. So you get the idea. So I'm not reading you the whole wiki article. I'm going to put a link in the description below. But if you want to get deep into it, yes, there is a lot to read. And I'm telling you, I feel the difference, so will you. Okay, let's get back to the video. So now why are we talking about scheduler? Well, the script from TkG is actually built around the fact you can choose your own scheduler. Nowadays, the best scheduler, in my opinion, is EEVDF. It's not mentioned here, but this is the latest scheduler. It's going to be implemented instead of the CFS scheduler within the kernel after the kernel 6.6. But this script gives you the opportunity to use the EEVDF, for example, use the Bohr, which is another great one I'm actually using right now on my distro. And you can choose the one you want. You can choose the kernel you want. You can do everything. And it's super easy. I did a lot of testing and it was really hard for me to come with a video, try to explain everything. Because each time I wanted to make a video, I was like, man, this video is going to be 2 hours long. Now I'm going to try to give you a really like high level type of approach toward how to compile your kernel with this tool. I'm going to show you the way I actually compile my kernel to have the best result. You're going to have the opportunity to try this tool on your own. Already, like this is what it's all about. Some important tweaks which are within this script and also like a lot of like different patch. Listen guys, there is a lot, okay? Like there is a lot to go through. I'm going to present it to you. I'm going to show you right now how to go through the script. But then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a stream where I go really more in depth into it. I think it's gonna be the best way. I'm running CachyOS right now because I'm still testing it. I really love this distro. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna compile the kernel and we're gonna install it live. Like that, we're gonna have an idea of how the script works. So when you go on the GitHub, I'm gonna put the link in the description below. You go down there and you're gonna have the install procedure depending on all the distro. So you have a special one for Gentoo, you have a generic one, generic install there. but obviously I'm using Arch. So I'm going to copy that, paste it here, press enter. I'm going to make it bigger for you guys. So you will see it's pretty straight to the point. You're going to choose which kernel version do you want. So I'm going to go with the 6.6 because I like being like a rolling edge. Now you select your CPU scheduler, what I was mentioning before. Through the script, you have also like some type of advice you're going to have to go through. So here, because it's a 6.6 kernel, PDS BMQ is not available. There is like 3 or 4 more. This is a brand new kernel. They're changing everything. They're moving from CFS to EEVDF scheduler. So here you can choose the one you want. So me, I like the Bohr one. So I'm going to go with Bohr. Then you choose your compiler. And here you're going to have to choose between GCC and Clang / LLVM. GCC normally is installed on most of the distros, so I'm going to go with this one. And now it's going to download directly from the kernel Git and get everything. That's why you need so much space, and it might take some time to download everything. But this is the thing, like it's super safe. All the patch are available. Everything is online. So when you download that, there is no like safety issue or anything. You can go read the code. Everybody is reading the code. All the patches are available. Everything is super clean on the GitHub from TkG. Sometimes, you know, when I'm talking about the kernel, some of my comments on YouTube are like, hey, is it safe to use this kernel? And I'm like, yeah, it is. Everything is there. It's open source, guys. So now he asked me for the password. I'm going to type my password. So as you can see, I need to install more dependency to be able to compile it. So I'm going to install them. Yes. Okay, so now he installed all the dependency. I'm going to go down there and it's going to ask you another question. Please select the desired CPU microarchitecture. So now you can decide what is the specific architecture for your kernel. So here I'm having a 5950X. It's a Zen 3. So I'm going to check 18 there. Now he's asking me which kernel interrupt timer frequency would you like to use. So here on paper, the creator of Bohr mentioned that going with 500 Hz is the best for this CPU scheduler. So I'm going to go with 500 Hz. But if you want to try on your own, depending on, you know, your CPU, the application you are running, you can go with whatever you want. You are in charge, which is pretty cool. Use Catrapa mode tickless. So here you don't touch anything. You say, okay. When you don't know, you just go with the flow, okay? Use SES override patch. So it's a special patch for, you're going to have a line there for the PCI pass-through via OVMF. No, I'm not interested with that. Do you want to enable the Android module for to use for Wedroid? No, neither. I'm not using this application. Now it's going to build the overall like compile. I don't know how to say that, but it's going to do the job. Okay. Depending on the instruction you gave him. And now you're going to start the compilation. So here I go with nope. For advanced user, do you want to use a make menu config or nconfig to configure the kernel before building it? I don't. 0, enter. So now it's going to start the build. With my CPU, it takes around like 7 minutes, 8 minutes to compile everything. But depending on your CPU, it might take way, way longer. I have a 16-thread, 32-core overclock to the death. The good news is that after that, I'm going to show you how to decrease your compile time by like a ton. So I'm going to let it compile and I'm going to be back when it's done.
A few minutes later.
All right, so I can tell we are almost at the end now. And it's going to do like the latest configuration He's gonna ask me if I want to install the kernel. Exactly. Finished making Linux 6.6-TkG board. Do you want to install? Yes, sir. You type your password, enter. And this is the beauty. The script is gonna do everything. You have nothing to do. Press enter, yes. It's gonna make sure that everything is okay. And this has no price, guys, because everything is like literally given to you on a plate. Well, this is going to take a little bit of time, not that much, but still a little bit. So I might accelerate the video here a little bit.
A few moments later.
Here we go. So now it's done. I'm gonna reboot and I'm gonna show you we're actually booting on the new kernel. And voila, we are back. So as you can see here, after a reboot, I choose the right kernel on my boot option inside grub, my grub menu, and I choose the one I just compiled. Everything is working well. My NVIDIA driver are there. Everything is great. I had nothing to do. I just had to copy and paste the installation script here. And that's all. Go through the menu and it installed everything right off the bat. Now I have optimized kernel gaming ready to go on my distribution. So as you notice, it was quite a little bit long because you go really through two phases. You go through the script first. And on this script, what you really need to do is like choose your option. If you want to skip that, TkG comes with a great idea of having a customization.config file, which offer many toggles for extract tweaked, but also the one which are within the menu there. So I won't be covering all of it because it's pretty huge. There is a lot to go through, but you can build it yourself. The documentation is amazing. Each of the options is here. And this is personally what I do. I have my old config file, and I will just like copy it in my new distro and then compile everything again. Great customization here. Another one I want to share with you is modprob-db. This database, you can build it while you are using your computer. And all the module which is going to be detected by this tool, they're going to be put inside the database. And the idea is that instead of using the full module of the kernel and having to compile all of them, you will just compile the module which are required for your hardware and your usage. So this, I think, require a full video here, but I'll also use it. If you want me to go in detail with modprob-db, I'm gonna ask you to give a like to this video and also give a thumb up and let a little comment below. But this tool is awesome. Like I'm telling you guys, this is awesome. I'm pretty sure the video is super long right now and I don't want to make it like a 45-minute video. But this tool, I believe I'm gonna make a full extra video for it. So guys, you get the idea. You don't need to come out from MIT to compile a kernel with all the options you want, with the latest patches with this script. Everybody can do it. And this is what I really loved about TkG. All his projects are really oriented toward like solving a complex problem and give it to the plate to the user. And for us, gamer on Linux, I think you just can't avoid trying this project. It's just awesome, guys. Like I'm gonna oversell it. I'm gonna resell it. I can say that TkG is my friend, and I really like the guy. And all his projects are really like well thought. And I can tell this guy is a good guy. That's me telling you that. Okay, it's not like this is literally what I think about this dude. And man, you will see like on the next video when I start to talk about other projects he's in, like it's just crazy. So what I'm gonna ask you to do this time, instead of asking, me asking to subscribe and whatever, I'm gonna ask you to go on his GitHub, follow him, go on his Discord, just say hi to him. I think he has some Patreon running. If you think his project is really helping you, I will really encourage you to go there and show him some support, because his job is just insane. Like, I'm gonna tell you again, like, this is really, really good, guys. Now, I have other projects I want to go through, but until then, I really hope you enjoy this video. You enjoy the kernel, making your computer go faster. This is really, really good, guys. That's all I have to say. I don't want to oversell it. As always, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bisous, bisous.